Hi, friends. I'm Richa Khandelwal Bhatt. Welcome to my podcast, The Creative Yogi. Today, I want to talk to you about the subject of loneliness. I grew up in a joint family with lots of people under one roof, and there was always some reason to socialize or the other. There was always meeting people, there were always events, parties, hanging out for some reason or the other. So, the idea of loneliness never really existed. But as soon as I went to college, everything changed. And I was in a larger group of people, but really lonely because those people came from very different backgrounds, and mentally I was just not able to adjust to that variety, and it was too overwhelming for me. So I tried very hard to adjust, to be accepted, to be part of some group or some gang, or be having a best friend, or be having my own circle or whatever. But the more I tried, the more I failed at it. And I did everything under the sun I could do to be approved by others. I dressed well, I talked in as much English as I could. I started reading books that sounded really fancy, and basically anything that would get me in any community of any sort. The more I tried, the more I failed, and then after a couple of years of trying, yes, after a couple of years of trying, I gave up and I thought, well, this is not making me any happier. So then I started spending a lot of time under trees in my college. We had this row of trees, beautiful silent space where I would just walk alone and just keep thinking. And I could hear the leaves rustle under my feet and smell the air and feel the breeze and listen to the raindrops falling on the ground and so on. And I think that was the time when I realized that, you know what, this is making me happier than any number of people that I'm forcing myself to adjust with will. I think with that, I had learned the most important lesson of my life, to learn to be alone, to learn to be happy alone, and handle my loneliness with grace. And I think that just set me free, and it just liberated me right off from any need for any social acceptance or social approval, then and even now. It's been so many years. So I've learned to be happy in my mental space. So I have this world of my dreams and my goals and my plans and my thoughts, and there is, this entire planet created inside my brain. So they say in Rome, do as Romans do, but mentally, if in your own Venice, then you don't really care what people in Rome do, right? So I live in my own mental Venice and I'm happy there. And that has also, freed me from the need to compromise on my standards to be part of any crowd. I think this freedom has allowed me the courage to stand there alone, do my thing, and if people judge, people discourage or comment, let them be. And trust me, I've had enough of that. Every time in life I've done something crazy, and I have done enough crazy stuff, people have stood up and said, hey, this is too old fashioned, or you think too much, or are you crazy, or you're too religious, too obsolete. At your age, you should be in Goa, not in Rishikesh, or whatever that came to their mind. And these are people who basically had nothing to do with my life's journey or had no stake in it, were not my family members or my close friends. They were just random people who just wanted to comment. And every time I got discouraged, I just went to my lonely space again and found joy in it. So, over the years, I've learned how to heal myself by just being alone. So, loneliness never really destroys or damages me, it actually helps me rebuild myself and reconstruct myself, heal myself. And these are the things I do when I get lonely, and that happens every now and then. I listen to a lot of songs, I love listening to bhajans. I listen to classical music a lot, do some writing, watch movies, analyze movies. I bake, I spend time with kids, I teach baking to kids, gardening, sitting in the balcony, wondering, sleeping, things like that help me bounce back. More than ever before, lockdown has taught us all the meaning of loneliness and the meaning of being emotionally self sufficient. More than ever before, we now need to know how to be happy alone and how to be self sufficient without having people always around us. Although we've found refuge in social media and all these apps and so on, but to be honest, I think we all have understood what it means when they say that we came alone and we're going alone. So, those lessons learned under the trees in my college, they've played a very, very critical role in shaping my life's journey. And I think will continue to do so. Once we are okay with the idea of being lonely or being alone, being by ourselves, and being able to embrace that idea and cherish it and make the most of it, I think then we can also choose whose company we need in our lives and how much. Then it's not a compulsion really to always look for emotional support by just hanging out with anyone and everyone who comes our way. So they say that you are the sum total of 5 people you spend the most amount of time with, and I say choose those people wisely. And if you can't find those people, well, choose yourself, love yourself, and spend your time by yourself in the best way you can to make the most of your life today and forever. With that, friends, I end this podcast on loneliness. If you liked what you heard, please do write to me at richa@keshavaproductions.com. And also, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is by my name. And also, you can like me on Facebook and LinkedIn. I'll talk to you soon in the next podcast. Bye bye.